Hello everybody, welcome to a new stream. Hope you guys are all doing well. Doing something a little bit different today and doing a little bit later. I was going to start it earlier, but I took a nap. I was pretty tired. Anyways, hopefully you guys are all doing well. I am doing very, very well. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some VORs. And apart from my last video on my trip to Kenai, that was my very first VOR approach. And we're going to practice those. We're going to be down here in John Wayne, and we're going to be heading up to Santa Barbara in this beauty of plane. I actually love this plane. It's very temperamental at times, though. It's extremely temperamental. It's not an easy plane to fly. It is not easy at all, let alone start the plane. This plane is not easy to start. Like, if you don't start it correctly, it will fail on you on the ground. It's a very difficult plane to fly, but it's a lot of fun. It's absolutely fun. So yeah, I got it when it was on sale. It was actually 21 bucks. It was 21 bucks. I was about to say 19. It was actually 21 bucks. It was on sale, and I thought, heck, why not? I mean, you know, you guys want to see more GA related flights, so I bought this plane. Since you guys were all wanting to say, you know, you guys want to see more GA, you guys like the GA stuff, and just to change it up, because all we do is airliners. So yeah, I thought you guys would enjoy this. It's a lot of fun, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and head on in, and we're gonna get all of our charts though, because we're flying VOR, so the charts are really going to matter to us. In commercial airliners, we really only looked at the charts for, you know, just in case if ATC called out, you know, go direct this, go direct that, and altitude restrictions. Flying VORs is completely different. You have to read the charts differently, get different departures if VORs for that chart doesn't exist. We're not doing ATC, so we can't get vectors out to an area, so we need to go off VOR navigation. I'm getting better at it. I don't know if I'm doing everything exact or 100% correct, but it is coming along pretty nice. And I'd say I gotten fairly decent at not good enough to get on like VATSIM and, you know, do some flying on VATSIM, but I am pretty confident in myself into getting on VATSIM and flying VOR soon. There is also a GPS version of this plane, and I know the GPS. I've actually did a few flights yesterday offline, and I actually learned the GPS, the 530, the Garmin 530. So I can actually fly GPSs with GPSs now. So maybe we'll do a flight on VATSIM one of these days, maybe tomorrow, and then we'll fly with the GPS. Because VORs, I'm not comfortable yet with. Where's my charts at? There they are. So I'm not really comfortable with going on to a VATSIM just yet, but we'll get there soon enough. I just need to practice with using VORs and whatnot. Alright, anyways, we're gonna be on the Irvine 4 departure. We're gonna be going to SBA for Santa Barbara. It's gonna be a pretty decent flight. You know, short flight in terms of if we're flying a jet. Where's my SBA charts? Do I not have SBA charts? I don't think I do have SBA charts. Let me download the SBA charts. Let me pull up your guys' chat on my tablet here, so that way I could use my second monitor here. How many KJ, what's up? Welcome to stream. Let's actually use here. I miss a lot of people. Stingy, it's mine. Welcome to the stream. Renzo, welcome to the stream. Extreme, welcome. Max and Icy, welcome to the stream. Monkey Wings, welcome to the stream. Danny Zurita Yamfo, welcome to the stream. Who else we got? Awesome Guy, welcome to the stream. Bananagram03, welcome to the stream. And that seems about like everybody. Cargo Flyer, welcome to the stream. Can you make a UPS delivery for the 767, please? I don't have 767, so therefore I cannot make it. Skyhawk, welcome to the stream. Bahami and KJ, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are all doing well. Glad you guys all can make it. Let me pull up the chat, and then we'll start getting some progress done here. So we are going to grab the SBA charts, because apparently I don't have the Santa Barbara charts, which I thought I did, but apparently not. So we're going to be taking the VOR for, what was it, 2.5? I think it was runway 2.5, I'm not sure. We'll check it here in a bit. Alright, let's get the ground charts, and we'll get the arrival charts, and then we'll get the approach charts. So we're going to be on Pitbull 1. What time and time zone are you flying into SBRJ tomorrow? I'm gonna probably try around 1 o'clock my time. I'm on Alaska time, so I'm 1 hour behind Pacific Standard Time. So if it's, you know, obviously 6 o'clock there, it's gonna be 5 o'clock here. So just to give you a rough base of what to expect. So if it's 1 o'clock my time, I don't know what time zone you're in. So you know, do the math. You know, Pacific time is 1 hour ahead of us. Mountain time's 2, Central's 3, and Eastern is 4. So wherever you are from. We're gonna get the SBA arrival, which is gonna be the Pitbull 1. I think it was Pitbull 1. Let me double check. Yes, it is. VORs aren't hard at all. Yeah, they're not. But when it comes to ATC with me, they're a little bit confusing. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning. It's runway 25. We'll get started here soon enough. Make sure I have all my charts, because like I said, with VORs we actually need our charts here. This is VOR and GPS. Okay, we'll go and save that, and then we'll load it up. Alright, let's go ahead and get our chart folder reloaded here. And we'll go down and find SBA. There it is. And we'll get the SBA ground, or actually no, wait, we're going to get the arrival first. So we'll get the arrival, the Pitbull 1 arrival. We're going to be on the VOR for 25. We're going to go up on the SBA ground. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to hop into the cockpit. The cool thing about this plane, it kind of has like almost like a walk-around feature of the what the Cessna has, the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172. The checklists for this plane are actually really good too. The checklists for this plane are really well done. Like, they're actually really one of the best checklists that come default with the plane, so it's really good. They can do like a little walk around thing, inspection and whatnot, take everything off. But we're gonna go up here because I don't know where everything is yet, and we're gonna remove all. Just make sure we get rid of everything. You can also open like the door and all. Anyways, go ahead and get the music paused here, and then we'll go and get into the plane, and we'll start getting everything going. VORs are hard. VORs aren't that hard. They're really not. You just have to understand you know, how they work and whatnot. They're actually not that hard. I thought they were hard at first too, but they're really not. Not as hard as people think, which will surprise me. So a little bit of frame issues. I don't know why I've been getting these. I think it's my new settings. So if you guys can't tell, actually, let me go back into here and zoom out real quick. I actually boosted up the graphics on my flight sim. You can see things are much denser. The forests are much denser. We're almost in the center of LA, so it's gonna be kind of laggy here. But you guys could see how there's more autogen, like trees and whatnot. If you guys maybe have noticed that last time, I didn't really. I mean, there's a lot, but there wasn't this many. So yeah, I boosted up the autogen, the rendering distance. I boosted up the ground textures because I thought they were maxed out already. But apparently they weren't, so the ground texture should look better, especially when we get into LA. When we go by LA, since I have zoom level 18 over there, you guys should see the view. It looks absolutely amazing. Like, the photo reel is crisp. Like, it is amazing. So cool. Alright, let's see. I'm CDT, your time 3 hours behind me. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you'll be, if you work or if you go to school, hopefully you'll be off by then. I can do around 1:30 to 2:30 your time zone. Yeah, 1:30 is gonna probably be a good time to 2:30, so yeah, that'd be perfect. Because of school, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, their work or school. All right, let's go and get everything going. Sorry if I missed any of you guys chat, and I'll try to get back to you guys chat. Anyways, we're gonna do pre-flight inspection. Exterior inspection is complete. Initial inspection is complete. Cabin and cockpit inspection is complete. Wheels and chocks and tail supports are removed. Doors will go ahead and get closed. I need to have like an outside camera. Be pretty nice. The click spots for some of these things are a little bit weird. You have to kind of get, there we go. Alright, so we got the door closed. Seats, pedals, and seat belts are good. Park brake should be in the on position. And one thing about this plane, if I release the park brake right now, it will actually start reversing on me, which I don't want to do. I think it's something with how they did the physics of the aircraft, and I don't want to do that, but the park brake should work. I've had an issue where the park brake will not disengage, and the way that we have to fix that is we have to reload the sim basically. So hopefully that doesn't happen for us. As you guys probably saw in Discord, I was talking about this plane. It has a few bugs, but they are avoidable. Like, they're not permanent issues. They're kind of avoidable bugs, and what I think are bugs, but I'm probably completely wrong. And I'm probably just doing, you know, treating the plane in a completely wrong manner. But like I said, it's a fun plane to fly. It's different to me, extremely different to me, and I'm having a lot of fun with this plane so far. A lot of fun with this plane. We're gonna get everything going here and clear that master caution there, and let's make sure we got everything. Let's go up here. We're gonna go ahead and get our fuel loaded. This is roughly gonna be like, since we're in this plane, it shouldn't be too long. I was gonna do a flight from here to Monterey. I was trying that yesterday with the GPS just to try it out and learn the GPS, and I got it, but I didn't make the flight completely. Let's see. Let's go to edit weight and balance, and this should be good. This plane doesn't go through fuel very fast, so we should be good with that fuel setting. Once we get some power, everything will start coming alive here. Alright, so once we have that, we're going to get our nav and beacon lights on. And make sure we're not forgetting anything. Any collision lights good. Battery, inverters 1 and 2. Totalizer, I still don't know what that is, so we're just going to skip that. Fuel pumps, we're going to get those on. There we go. Hydraulic booster pump is just hidden right here behind the yoke. We're going to go and re-enable that. And then we're going to go and start our engines. So, the way you start our engine is actually pretty simple. You just literally start it. Just hit, move it up on the start, and then you got engine number 2 firing up. I think you have to actually start the right engine first, or the left engine first. I'm so used to starting the right engine though first. It's just like force of habit when flying. So yeah, I don't know. Can you do a flight to Nassau? Yeah, we could do that. That's one of the reasons really why I got this plane, so I could start doing some island hops and stuff. We're gonna do island hops in this plane. So I was gonna get the DH6 Twin Otter and then do like the same Bart's approach, but I kind of, you know, this plane kind of caught my eye more than the Twin Otter did. So we're gonna go ahead and get the generator on, and then we'll go and turn that into the normal position. We're gonna go ahead and start engine number 1. The same exact way. Zachary, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Glad you make it. Hopefully you're doing well. John Bearfield, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. I didn't check if there's any flights I need to verify tonight as well. Let me go and check real quick. I know you guys have probably been doing some flights here recently, and I gotta get them. So I turned off the auto checking of the I think we got the plane started successfully here. Oh no, see I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it, but there's something here. But I think you have to, like I said, I think you have to, like, it's very awkward on how it works. Like I said, I'm still brand new to this plane. I don't know if I'm starting it correctly, but you guys can see how the lights are supposed to stay green. But like I said, I think I'm doing something wrong here, and I don't know exactly what it is or how to fix it. And if you could do is just reset, and then they seem like they kind of work. This one's still kind of the same. So I usually hit the start button. What I did to fix it last time was I hit the start button. You guys could see how it does, you know, starts doing this. Like I said, I don't know if this is a bug. I'm pretty sure it's like I start different every single time. So that's the problem. I started different every single time. And when I started yesterday, my first try, it was perfectly fine. So I'm pretty sure I'm just doing something wrong, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to fly this plane. I'm still learning it, and that's why I'm flying it offline. I need to get my revenge on that mountain. Yeah, I need to get my revenge on the weather and the airport and the plane. So yeah. When's the Cold Slavery gonna be on the org forums? I really want the Cold Slavery to represent it. I just noticed I had some issues with it again. So for some reason, the normal maps, well, it's just the normal map issue. I was gonna upload it, and then I flew it, and then I noticed there was a problem with the tail. The tail textures are unaligned. Like the normal maps that gives detail to the plane, they're like moved forward. So I gotta fix that and just replace it with another file. So I just got lazy. I've been kind of busy lately. I've been, you know, sleeping a lot because I haven't gotten any rest, because I've been constantly working on liveries, constantly streaming. So I've been very tired lately. I've been very out of it. My sleep schedule has been all jacked up because, you know, working on these liveries late at night, you know, streaming those liveries for hours upon hours. So I'm kind of tired of looking at Photoshop. So I just really put it off to the side and wait to fix later because I've just been absolutely destroyed by the by just those liveries, just making them and whatnot. See, that's still, I don't know what it is. We can get our generators off real quick. We'll start the first generator, and then we'll start the second one. Maybe that'll work. So yeah, I don't know. Usually later, I usually tend to fix it though. So we'll see what happens. But it seems like everything works. If anything, our generators, you know, they should be fine. Our volts are fine. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm still new to learn this plane, so I'm probably doing something wrong. But you know, checklist is pretty good for the most part. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and introduce fuel completely here. Make sure that those get going, and then our static pitot heat, those should be coming on. We got those on. Yeah, we'll try to fix those in time, but ooh, nope, they're not coming alive. We'll try to fix those in the meantime, but let's go ahead and just get these back to there. Try to get something going. Alright, nothing. Alright, so radios, we don't really need to worry about those. Radar, we need to set up our VORs, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go to the briefing with you guys of what. So we're over here at the FBO facility, and we're going to be taxiing down Bravo Delta. We're going to be taking off on runway 2 left. That is the departing runway at this time. And we're going to be going on to the Irvine 4 departure. When we go out the departure, is this flipped back? This is flipped completely wrong. Okay. So we're coming out of 2 left. We're going to be on a 1-6 heading. We're going to intercept the El Toro VOR on a radial of 332. Once we intercept the 332 radial, that's going to indicate us to make a right-hand turn to El Toro VOR, and I have a chart here that after this, which will tell us a little bit more in details of like what heading to take. So we're gonna be on like roughly about 251 or 215 heading to intercept the El Toro VOR. On that, we're gonna go ahead and head on to stay on the 215 heading, and we're gonna intercept the Santa Catalina VOR on a 084 radial. So we're going to head out. Once we get 15 DME out from El Toro, that's how we're going to know we're crossing around Jagalo. And then once we are 30 miles out or DME out from El Toro, that's how we're going to know we're going to pass Goki. And by that time, we should see our needle here crossing our screen, indicating that we're intercepting the 084 radial into Santa Catalina. Once we intercept that, we're going to have nav mode take over, and then we're going to have autopilot basically follow the nav for us. So once we hit Santa Catalina, we're then going to intercept the Ventura VOR on a 129 radial, and that's going to have autopilot bring us towards the Ventura radial or VOR. And then same thing with San Marcos. Once we get to San Marcos, or once we've crossed VTU, we're going to intercept San Marcos VOR on a 109er radial. So that's basically going to be our flight plan out of John Wayne for tonight. And San Marcos is, it's like northeast of Santa Barbara, so it's a pretty long route for this plane. You know, it's a few hundred miles, but we should be able to be fine in this plane. I mean, we could make some pretty decent speeds in this plane. Anyways, that's going to be our departure, and here's what I was talking about. So you guys can see here, climb heading of 016 for vectors ELB, VOR, DME, radial 215. So radial 215 into the VOR, and then via transition or assigned altitude. Our altitude we're going to be maintaining is 12,000, and we're going to find our departure here. So we're on Irvine 4 San Marcos transition. From ELB, VOR, DME on ELB, radial 215 to Goki intersection, then on Santa Catalina, radial 084 to Santa Catalina Vortac. Then on to Santa Catalina, radial 310, and Ventura, radial 129, and VTU. Basically what we just went over of what we're going to be covering, and then basically this kind of helps us on what we need, what we should be expecting. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get our VORs tuned in for the first leg, or for the first part of the departure. We're going to go to the Irvine departure. We're going to be on the runway heading, which is going to be 016, so we'll set that up in our heading mode. So going to be about like here somewhere. So about 016 is about right there roughly. And we're going to set up on to the we're going to set up the 332 radial So the way we're going to set that up is going to be like here. So it's going to be roughly about 332 is roughly going to be about like right there ish. Maybe about like right there. Let me go and read the comments. I'm pretty sure you guys are putting a lot of comments here. Sorry if I'm not reading you guys' comments. I'm just, this plane takes a lot. So I'm trying to get this plane started up and, you know, me in the air so you guys can at least see something instead of me sitting here on the ground trying to finick with the aircraft. And then we're going to be on the 117.2 for our first VOR. So we'll find our knob here, and then we're going to be on 117.2. So we'll change this to 117.2, and we'll set up our second VOR. So our second VOR is going to be the Santa Catalina VOR. So we're going to tune that in on 111.4. So 111.4. I can find that. There we go. So 111.4 for our second frequency, and then basically, if we had the lights on, which I need to get working here, I need to get this plane kind of working, which I can't remember how to do, sadly. Let's go and just reset the generators here. Let's go and bring it all the way down. Do you have Sky Bahamas Embraer 110? I do not, but I could. Like I said, we can fly the Bahamas and all that stuff now with this plane. Being in the shape that is and the type of plane it is, would be amazing. Ah, see, there we go. So you have to start the left generator first and the right generator. So see, you just have to. That's all you have to do. And we got the plane started. So I just started the plane wrong, and we're gonna get our seatbelt signs, no smoking signs on, and oops, I did not want to do that. Okay, let's just leave those on normal. There we go. All right, cool. We got them on normal, so now they're good. That's how you're supposed to start the plane. What I did was completely wrong. When are you going to stream again? Oh, that's American Aviator. Never mind. Alright, so we are basically good to go. Let's go and set up our altimeter. I don't know what the altimeter is, but we'll use actually wait, we have X-Enviro. I forgot about this feature with X-Enviro. With X-Enviro we can actually go to weather briefing and it'll give us the briefing here. So John Wayne, altimeter is going to be 29090. So that's what we'll set in our altimeter. So 29090. So we're like right there. There we go. We got our heading mode set, and then this is basically our autopilot here. So this is the way we turn on like nav mode, all that stuff. And we do have ILS capabilities in this plane, but we're going to be doing a visual approach for us, make it more interesting. All right, so we got our VOR set up. Let's go ahead and get our all of our instruments turned on here. Alright, and then this is going to be our DME. So we are 7 DME or miles out from our first VOR here. So if I swap that, so like let's see, I was going to set this up, set up our nav 2 to our second radial here. So we're going to go to Irvine 4 departure. We're going to set this up on a 084 radial. So 084. So roughly about, alright, that's yeah, so about like right there is gonna be 084. Okay, so if I do a quick little thing here, if I do like that, you guys can see it changes. So that's how we know that we're on the VOR, and then we have the VOR locked in. So we have our different VORs set here. We have nav 1. That's going to be on, I think that VOR didn't set properly, so we need to set the VOR again. So it's going to be on a 332 radial. Oh, I set it the wrong way there, that's why. So 332. I set the arrow going that way by accident. I was thinking like this is the arrow because it kind of points. Alright, so there we go. And then basically that'll tell us how far we are out from our first point there. And it's as simple as that. Alright, there we go. That's what I want. Oh. Where is it? So, there we go. Alright, so we have our first few frequencies set up, and they are ready to go. And then we could basically get ready to get out of here. Park brake will be released, and we'll go ahead and make sure that our brakes work. So we'll release park brake. We are rolling. Go and hit the brakes again, and we are functioning. We have functioning brakes, so that's good. Let's make sure we got everything here. Like I said, this plane takes a while, so I'm sorry if you guys are like sitting here and sort of impatient. These planes take time. Make sure we get everything. So we're good there. We're on vent where you have autofog should be on. No, it's not. Autofog is now on. Alright, so we got our park brake test. Let's go ahead and release our brake, and we'll get on out of here. Taxi to the runway with one prop, then turn next one on when you're close to the hold marker. See, I would do that, but I'm just gonna get out of here. Taxi's not too far away. And we'll leave our prop RPM down low until we get to the runway. Alright, so park brake and brakes have been checked. Flight instruments are good to go. Beta lights, not gonna worry about that. Radar, if installed, is set. Or our instruments are set. Prop levers, we're going to move the feather twice, so we're going to go up, down 1, back up, down 2, and we'll set our RPM to max. Alright, autopilot if installed, we're not going to worry about that. We already have our autopilot ready to go for our runway heading and whatnot. Fuel pumps are good. Autopilot, electric trim. I don't know what I know where the trim is, but I think this is like the takeoff reference mark here. I think you're supposed to align it like on that or something like that. I have no idea. Still new to this aircraft, so still learning it. Are you using VATSIM? No, we're flying offline just because I'm practicing VORs, and there was an LDX center online, but now there's not. But we're gonna stay offline. You hear the props firing up, so the sounds in this plane are really, really good. Like, I really like the sounds of this plane. They did a really good job on it. There's like a little thing here, smart livery, exterior, V, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and actually turn our sounds up a little bit here. You guys could really hear those sounds. Sounds really good. Really, really good. You can taxi with both props on, it doesn't really matter. See, King Air's taxi with both props on from startup. Yeah, it just depends on fuel consumption and how you like the taxi. It's just your preference, but I like to use both engines. I just like to get out of here. You know, it just gets me out of here faster, and there's really not too much of a delay. But I do my little delays and checkups before I pull onto a runway. So we're not going to do engine run-up. I don't know how to do an engine run-up in this plane. I don't really know what a low-pitch stop or pre-mod SB or whatever. I don't know what that is, so not going to worry about that. So auto feather is already set, so we're good there. Utility lights are not. We're not going to worry about that. Inertial separation, we're going to get those in the on position. We're going to hold here before we take the runway and get ready to depart. So let's go and pull up our armrest there and pull our park brake. Alright, strobe lights and landing lights. Let's go ahead and go up here. We're going to get our landing lights. We forgot to get our text lights on, but it is daytime, so we don't need to worry about it. We're going to get the landing gear set. And I don't know where the strobe lights are. So far, I just know where these lights are. I don't know which one's strobes and whatnot. So, like I said, I'm still new to the aircraft, still trying to figure out where everything is. I have no idea where like strobe lights are and whatnot. I'm pretty sure they are on this plane. I just don't know where that. We're going to arm the emergency source that is armed and ready to go. Flight instruments and radios are set and set for departure. Radar good, transponder good. Air conditioning is set to vent. Annunciator panels checked. Flight condition levers. We have our fuel up. We have that up. We have our props set to throttle set. After takeoff, climb landing gear up and flaps, and we'll do that after takeoff checklist. So let's go ahead and head on and take the runway, and then we'll depart out of here. So let's go and make sure all of our engines are in the green here. Make sure everything starts up nice and smooth. Everything looks good. We can get our propeller sync on. We'll take the runway and we'll head out. So let's go and set flaps down 1 for departure. And we're going to turn the sounds down actually a little bit because this plane gets pretty loud on the departure. If it's too quiet for you guys, just let me know and I can turn the sounds back up. I know you guys probably like hearing the sounds of planes, so especially this one. I like the sound of this prop. Alright, so we're going to be taking 12,000 on the departure. Let's go ahead and see if there's any altitude restrictions before we check. Just double check, make sure. As far as I'm aware, we don't have any altitude restrictions except for 16,000 at Santa Catalina, and we're going to 12,000, so we're perfectly fine. Alright, so we're going to set the props. Actually, no, that's actually pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and take to the skies. Alright, we're going to ease forward on throttle. So we'll aim for about 1900 RPM. It's pretty good, keep it in the green. So right there is perfect. And let's try to stay on center line. And 110, we'll go on rotate. Nice and easy. Alright, positive climb, gear coming up. Alright, let's go and set our heading mode to 215, as that's going to be our next heading to our next VOR. Try to maintain on the runway heading here as best we can. And we'll wait till we intercept. the VOR here. So we're going to maintain on a heading as best we can. So we're supposed to be on 016, so it's really hard to keep, you know, obviously, you know, this small of a plane kind of gets blown around by the winds and whatnot, so it's kind of hard to maintain, at least for me, on a 016 heading. But like I said, still practicing with this aircraft, and it was a lot of fun. So we're on about 010 now. Let's go and head on over a little bit left there. We'll go and bring our feather back, or our prop RPM back, and get a little bit more speed, a little bit more juice out of the aircraft for our climb. And then keep on keeping a turn to the right a little bit here. Gotta stay on that 016 heading. So about right there. Alright, we'll go and bring flaps up. And trim the aircraft here. So obviously in a slow plane, trying to catch this VOR is going to take a little bit of time, but we are definitely making some progress towards to straighten out that needle. We do have to go probably quite the distance for it, so that's perfectly fine. So we just keep on going until that needle straightens out, basically, and it's as simple as that. Again, we do have a little ways to go. It is, you know, we are in a prop plane, so it's going to be a little bit wild. Looks like the needle is slowly starting to move over, very slightly. I maintain on the 16. And while we're up here, let's actually go ahead and turn on yaw damper. Help control the plane a little bit better. VOR should be coming alive, hopefully. Looks like it's just probably slightly moving. Probably to like the slightest degree, but making progress slowly but surely. If anything, we might just vector ourselves and get onto the 215 radial. I think that'll just be much easier, because like I said, we are in a prop plane, so it might take a while. So we might just go ahead and head direct El Toro VOR. Oh wait, here it comes right now. You guys can see it's actually coming alive now. So we're getting closer. So let's go ahead and complete the departure here. I mean, we are offline, so we can honestly do whatever we want, but we're going to do this properly. So you guys can see the green needle, center bottom screen coming alive, for those that don't know VORs. And once that basically evens out, we're going to go and start making a right-hand turn, and we'll go direct to VOR. So like, there we go. So we're going to make a right heading 215. And then we're going to head straight for the VOR. We're going to go and set our radial on a 215 heading. So we'll set it to like our heading mode there, and then that way we know that when we're intercepting the 215 radial into ELB. So that's how we know. We're hand flying all of this, so you know, I guess more fun for you guys, right? You guys got to see me hand fly this plane. It's actually very calm. Last time I flew this this plane out of here, it was super bumpy. And I mean super bumpy. It was really bad. Like, it was really bad. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get nav mode set up and ready. So it's not going to turn nav mode on because I don't have the autopilot on yet. But it's nice to just kind of have on. At least for me. Alright, we're gonna be on a southern heading until we intercept the 215 VOR, so, or the radio I'm in, into the same VOR that we have tuned in. So again, that needle is just gonna slowly kind of creep across, and then we're gonna maintain about this heading here, and we're gonna intercept the 215 radio into ELB. We'll maintain this altitude as well. Have you set up a curve for your joystick? I have not, no. But it actually feels pretty nice with this aircraft. It feels very nice, like just default installation, setting up cameras and just flying it actually feels like it feels really good. Love the sounds? Yeah, I love the sounds of this plane. It's really good. It is extremely... It's a fun plane to fly. It's an extremely fun plane to fly. Did you actually overspeed the flaps on the 7.5? It didn't look like it. No, I didn't. With the 7.5, there's a weird like issue. The speed tapes don't, like, your flaps will break even if you're not within the speed restriction for the flaps. It's super weird. I think it's a bug. I don't know a way to fix it, but as far as I'm aware, I was not overspeed. But you know, problems will, you know, bugs will be bugs, and it's just something I have to get used to. It's avoidable for that 7.5. It doesn't happen randomly. It's avoidable, but I actually usually forget about it, and you know, like things like that happen. But I don't think I actually even hit the overspeed tape at all. So I don't know. It's just a common bug. It happens. Like they will fall off basically. Yeah, pretty much. It stimulates the one side of the flaps falling off. It always seems to be the right side for me. I don't know why. But yeah, it happens. Like I said, things happen like that, and it's just something that's kind of unavoidable. Alright, so what we're going to do, just to kind of ease up on me here, we're going to go ahead and enable autopilot. So we have, we're going to go and turn on heading mode, and we're going to set heading mode directly to where we're heading now. And we're going to go and get the autopilot switch on, and we're going to turn autopilot on. That's going to do autopilot things for us. So all we got to do is manage the throttles, and, oh wait, here's the VOR needle here. We're going to go and set nav mode now, and then if we do that, you guys can see that's going to start going to the VOR. So it's going to start going to the VOR that we tuned in. It's going to start aligning itself on the radial, and yeah, it's as simple as that with this plane. It's a pretty fun plane to fly. And we're just climbing through about 8,400 now, so we're getting there, getting up in the world. And the way that we want to get, if we want to get more juice out of the plane, you can see our torque is lowering here. We just bring the props back. If we bring the props back, our RPM back, you can see our torque increases, and that means that our speed will increase as well. You can see our speed is slowly starting to edge up forward here, so we're going to start bringing our torque back even more. And then if it starts dropping, that's when you know you have a problem, but again, you can see our speed kind of dropping now. We're going to just edge on forward, so we're going to bring the RPM back up. You're going to have to find the really good spot for the RPM here, and I think usually around this area I've experienced is a pretty good area for the RPM to sit around. It's pretty good. And you'll see the plane starting to line on the 215 radial here in a bit. And we are 2 DME, or excuse me, 5 DME out from the, nope, we're actually past it. We actually passed it, I'm pretty sure. Let's go and check our map, because like I said, I'm new to VORs, so yeah, see, we're past it now. So now we're actually heading on the correct VOR direction. So we're going to be intercepting the Santa Catalina VOR here in a bit. So we're going to set nav 2 here in a bit, and I'll switch it to this nav here. And we're going to we're actually going to probably set on heading mode to do it, because I think it'll start intercepting it right away. Like I said, I'm still new with this plane, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen if we hit second VOR. Okay, it actually sets it. So yeah, you can see it kind of turns, and see it starting to turn right now. It's turning us onto the VOR, and we'll wait for it to kind of even out and get ready. So we're at about 10,000 feet right now, about to be 11,000. Again, our cruise altitude is 12,000. That's what we want to aim for. Let's go and try to find a good spot for the RPM. Try to get our speed going a bit. Try to get our speed going here. Try to edge our throttles forward a little bit. Maybe one day I'll get in my F-18 and drop some bombs on that mountain. Yeah, the F-18 does sound like... Alright, see, we're now on the VOR, so if we set nav 2, that shouldn't be set. I don't know why that's set like that. This is 084. 084 radial, if that's going to be like that. See, that's always weird. I don't know why. I think it's set differently here. Let's go and do this real quick. Go to our second page here. Alright, so I had this happen to me last time, and it's super weird. Santa Catalina radial 084. So I don't know why, but that seems like that's backwards, because what the plane's going to do is it's going to turn us the wrong way unless we just stay on heading mode. Alright, so we're coming up near 12,000 feet. We'll go and get ready to set the altitude mode. That's kind of why we left this on our screen, so we hit altitude and then it'll start leveling us out. So once it hits to the 0, that's when we'll know we'll be at exactly 12,000 feet. And we'll get ready to set that. Alright, right there. So we hit altitude there, and then it'll basically, the plane will start lowering its nose, and then it'll start leveling us off at 12,000 feet. Alright, so, you see it's leveling us off at around 12,000 feet, roughly around that area, and we're going to keep our altimeters. And we can go ahead and close that, and we're going to figure out what radio. So we need to figure out why it's putting us on a 084, or when we need to go west. So if anything, we'll just go into heading mode here alone, and we'll just kind of do the heading ourselves. Because it's going to put us on a backwards. So basically what the plane's going to do is going to turn us, or it should turn us the right way. If it turns us to the wrong way, we'll take over. But let's go and tune in our next radial, or our next VOR. So there's going to be the Ventura VOR. It's going to be on a 108.2. So we're going to set 108.2. So there we have that. And then we'll set up the radial for that, which is going to be... We set nav 1, the plane shouldn't move. Yeah, alright, so we're going to set up... Actually, we need to set that later, so we're going to stay on this radial here. And then we should be good. So once we intercept this radial, we'll tune the nav 1 radial for the 192 VOR. Once we align onto this radial, of course, is what I mean. So yeah, pretty, you know, for some people it's boring, but for people learning this type of stuff, I find it pretty fun. It's a new experience for me. I've never flown VORs as much. You can see we had a fairly decent departure. We cut, so here you guys could see where we made our turn when we caught the VOR. We made a pretty sharp turn. Then again, we're only in like a little prop plane, and we started going to the towards the VOR a little bit. And then we got a line onto the VOR, onto this station here, and then it's bringing us directly to the Santa Catalina, where we're going to intercept that, and then it'll start turning us. The plane will start turning us onto that radial directly for the station. Hopefully. I play Infinite Flight? No. I'm not a big fan of mobile flight sims. Not a big fan at all. There's just no need for me to play mobile sim when I have, you know, a sim on my PC. Mobile sims are just not my thing. They're limited to what they can do. Graphic-wise, they're not all that great. You know, for mobile, yeah, they're good, but it's not really my thing. So as you can see, the radio's coming, or the radio's coming alive here. Nav mode was turned on. So you see, it's turning us the wrong way, and we'll fix that by going on to heading mode and then intercepting the radio our way, because I don't know exactly how to fix that, because it wants us on a 089 radio, but obviously it's turning us the wrong way. So I don't know exactly how to fix that. I'm pretty sure there's something to fix it, but like I said, I'm new to all this, so it's just, you know, all brand new to me, so I don't know if there's a way to cheat around that system or not. Play Infinite Flight sometimes, but I like X-Plane 11 better. Yeah. Flight sims are just, of course, Santa Catalina is a glitched island for me when it comes to photoreal, so I have no photoreal here. It's just looks like a snow completely covered island, but that's not what it is at all. It's just no textures loading up, that's all. And we'll make a right hand. We'll continue on this heading to re-intercept the radial, and then we'll just hand fly it from there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to then set up on our nav 1. So the nav 1 is going to be, we already have the 082, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up for the 129er radial. So 129. So it's going to be about right there. The 129 radio is going to be about like right there, and we'll switch it back to nav 1 to make sure that we're catching this this radio here. And yeah, it's a pretty long departure for this type of plane. You can probably shorten up by vectoring yourself to a different, like directly the San Marcos VOR or even the Ventura VOR, but that's alright. You can see we actually have to turn a little bit more here to intercept, because we're gonna, if we look at our map, we're gonna actually pass the Santa Catalina VOR. So we gotta make a sharper right-hand turn here and realign ourselves. Try to enter the VOR, the flight path as best we can. So I'm not a big fan of using this map, but like I said, I'm new to I'm new to the whole VOR thing, so it's all new to me. So I'm still getting used to everything. We're gonna go and set up on the second VOR, which you guys can see we are actually aligned on it. So let's go ahead and start making a left heading for the San Marcos VOR, or the Ventura VOR. And that radial will start to kind of move once we get further and further away, but like I said, if we check our map, we should be going direct to Ventura. You guys can see that is giving us a direct heading to the Ventura VOR, so that's it. Not really a VOR person. Yeah, they're actually pretty fun. Once you get to know them, and once you get to learn VOR, it's actually pretty fun. I always just think it was a pain in the ass. I always thought it was like the hardest thing ever. Learning VORs, but it's actually not. It's actually pretty straightforward. Let's go and check our speed actually before we start getting some views here. Our speed is roughly with our RPM, in our feather or our prop RPM. We should be maintaining around 205 to 210 roughly. So you guys can see that our VOR is starting to be unaligned a little bit here, but we'll fix that when necessary. And so the way we're actually going to kind of fix this is we're going to actually enter it on a different radio. So we're going to set it to a different radio for that, because like I said, I don't know if there's a way you're supposed to deter that or whatnot, because this is giving us a radio as if we're going south. We're going north. So we kind of need to turn this VOR in a different direction. So like I said, if I turn on autopilot, it's going to start turning us because the arrow's facing the opposite direction. That's kind of a problem when dealing with VORs here. So we're going to set this part. I think you're actually, I don't know which way you're supposed to set it. I think you're supposed to set this way, or this needle here. I think this needle is where you're supposed to set indicating. That's not what I'm familiar with. This is kind of different. It's kind of weird. I don't understand it, but I think you're supposed to align this needle with it. It's very weird, and I'm, like I said, still getting used to everything, still getting acquainted with everything, but like I said, apart from that, it's a very fun plane to fly. Alright, so 129 radial, so that's going to be 13, 14, 15, so 129 is going to be about right there. So what we'll do, we'll go up here, we'll set nav mode, and you see the plane's going to start actually putting us on the VOR, on the alignment. American Aviator, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. Hopefully you're doing well. We'll get some views here for you guys once we get aligned on this radio too. So then we'll monitor our speeds and our engines and whatnot. You guys can see that we're in the yellow for the temperature. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if that's normal. It's in the yellow, so it's not. Yeah. Oh, let's go and turn off our auto feather. By the way, you can turn that off once we're up in the air. And we're starting to turn on our VOR now, so that's good. It's good news. Good news, good news. And let's go and get some music playing for you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are sitting here and kind of just sitting here listening to me. Let's go and get some music for you guys. And my Nightbot, I accidentally closed up my Nightbot tab by accident. I'm gonna bring that back up. Still turning us onto the VOR. Just slightly. Very slightly. So again, if we check map, it'll be bringing us directly to Ventura. Oh, and actually get our lights off here. Oops, not those. Get our panel lights on, why not? You can see how far out we are from the Ventura DME, or from the Ventura VOR. We're 31 miles out. You see the needle's still not quite aligned, and the plane is working on that, just slightly turning to the left. So the very, very, very slightest turn to the left as it tries to adjust us onto that VOR. I usually only use map for altimeter. I find the altimeter. Yeah, I'm still learning VOR, so I'm not like 100% kind of comfortable. And, you know, just double check the map to make sure that we're on the right direction and make sure that we're going direct to Ventura. But in the future, I always try to refrain from using the map. But again, my weather info when flying, I actually just use XEnviro. XEnviro is a built-in system, so if I go to XEnviro, I can set on weather briefing and it tells me. Still kind of turn us onto that VOR, so let's give it time. At this point, we can set up our nav 2. So our nav 2 is going to be on the we're going to be on the San Marcos VOR 114.9. And then basically we can set that in. So if we set the radial to 109er. Kind of see how it's making a movement there. That's not what we want. So I want to set this VOR back up here. So I don't know. Oh wait, I think I could just set this here. Can you set that off? I think if we turn that off, it won't turn us onto the VOR. So it's going to have the plane realign here before we start switching it off. So we're probably in a crosswind. That's why we're kind of crooked. We're probably in a crosswind here. So yeah, if we set that nav off, it should, yeah, okay, looks like it stopped us from turning. Alright, so 109er, so we're going to set that up for about, like, right there. We'll set it back to nav 2, or nav 1, excuse me. And we'll set that on the nav, so in that way we can immediately capture it. Oh, we have some buffering on the video, there we go. Avid Aviator, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. Hope you're doing well. I saw your A320 flight. That was actually, it looks pretty nice, but man, that thing looks like it has some power compared to the jar. That thing looks like it's a whole new thing. I might actually end up buying it. I'm probably gonna end up buying it. Hopefully when it comes out. Sadly, they're out. I was gonna get it, but I was too late. Sadly, just a little bit too late. So we are 13 DME out from Ventura VOR. So you guys will see the quality. So like I said, my textures were on like, I think they're on like high. Now I got them on ultra or whatever the highest setting is. So zoom level 18 looks so crisp. Like the quality of zoom level 18. I think we're coming up to zoom level 18 now. Even 16 doesn't look bad either. Okay, I think that's still 16 actually. Yeah, it looks like 16. Once we get closer to LA up here, oh wait, where are we? We were past LA. What am I talking about? But yeah, once we got to like LA, I kind of missed the opportunity to show you guys. Oh yeah, we're way gone past LA. But I kind of thought the tile extended all the way out here, but maybe it does. Maybe we can still see something here. Nah, I don't think we can see it anymore because that actually looks like zoom level 16. Yeah, that's not zoom level 8. Actually, no, wait, hold on. That looks like zoom level... Okay, that's 16 still. But yeah, it's super, super crisp. Like, oh, we got a super chat. Let's go and see. Avid Aviator for the $2. Thank you very much. Fun factor, A320 is a monster. Uses 1/4 of the runway. It looked like it. I was watching the video, but thank you for the $2 donation, man. I'll be sure to definitely definitely pay you back for that, for all the contributions you have made. I know I've been making liveries for you, but you know, that's just something that I do on my own, really own time, and something. So I'll definitely have to pay the same respects back to you. Thank you for the donation, very much appreciated. But yeah, the A320, that thing looks like a beast. Like, once I saw your stream and a few others, like John Fly, and I was like, yeah, the Flight Factor A320 is happening. It is absolutely happening. Alright, so we're 5 DME out from the Ventura VOR. We're gonna start getting ready to make our descent here, because San Marcos is actually pretty close on the departure. Oh no, I plan on putting you to work. No problem, man, no problem. Alright, so once we hit so what we're gonna do is we're actually not gonna go for San Marcos. You guys could see here we have to intercept on a 145 radio. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in, we're gonna intercept, we're gonna still head for the San Marcos VOR, but you can see here we're going to align with the Gaviota VOR to align us onto the approach. And you can see the approach is going to be like a final turn, which is going to be pretty awesome. So we're going to come in, we're going to intercept the Gaviota radial, where it's going to put us on the approach, and then we're going to make a last turn into final. And then we're going to intercept radio or San Marcos at a 145 radial. And that's going to tell us exactly how close we are, 20 miles out. So we got a lot of time for thinking, planning, maneuvering, anything that we need to do. And we're 1.9, so we're actually going further away from the VOR, so let's go and set nav 2. And we'll set nav mode, and I'll start turning us onto the new VOR. So again, we probably weren't perfect. Again, we could check the map for that. See, we're a little bit unaligned, but you know, we roughly got over the VOR, which is all that we need. It's starting to turn us onto the San Marcos VOR now, and we'll start setting up for San Marcos. And I found the mountain that I need my revenge on. Yeah, we had some pretty bad nights on that last leg. It's pretty bad. So we need to be at Quang. The way we can tell that we're going to be at Quang is if we're going to be 31 nautical miles out from Gaviota. So that's what we're going to set up for our nav 1. So we're going to go and disable nav 1. You can see that disabled there, and that's there we go. So we're now on the new nav there. That's going to tell us exactly where we're at. So we're going to go back to nav 1, and whoops, I think that's already actually did I turn nav 1 off? Yeah, I did. Okay, we're gonna wait for it to align. Looks like nav mode turned off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nav mode still in the off position. Okay, that should be fine. Alright, so we're gonna start setting up for the Gaviota VOR. So Gaviota is gonna be on a 113.8 frequency. And 113.8. So I just need to change this. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I just changed the wrong frequency, guys. Whoops, 114.9. We're gonna need to keep that. 113.9. Or 114.9. Yeah, I accidentally changed it by accident. Make sure that we're aligned on the. Yeah, there we go. See, we're aligned on the localizer now, or not the localizer, the VOR, and we're gonna wait for this to finish up here. I was gonna try to get it sent in before we get on the VOR, but that's all right. That is alright. Alright, so now we're roughly on it. So let's go and set it to nav 1. The plane should maintain this heading. We're going to set our nav 1. We need to set our nav 1 to the Gaviota VOR. So 113.8. If I can find the click spot, there we go. and 0.8, and then we're gonna leave that off. We're gonna set before we set that to nav, because we don't want to align us just yet. We need to set the the radial here. So we're gonna be on a 099 radial. So 099, roughly about like right there somewhere, and that's gonna set us up on. Oh wait, that's not 099. 8. Okay, no, that's right. That's right. 099 right there. And then basically we can set it back to nav 2, and then we'll go and enable nav 1, and then basically we'll be ready to flip that over. Alright, and then by Quang, I think we have to be down to 210. Okay, so we got Zax. Okay, no, we're good. 210. So by Zax we have to be at 210, I think. Okay, Gaviota to. Oh, I think that's Gullet. I don't know. So we'll descend and maintain 210 at Zax. I think should be good. Zax should be pretty good. Yeah, Zax at 210, and then we'll fly the approach, the visual if we have visual on it. Is this a good plane? It's a very temperamental plane. You have to start it the correct way, or it won't work. Well, it's not that it won't work, but the systems will not work. You can still get it on. It's not like it's like an issue. I think it's just the way I started up is wrong. The plane is fun. It's a challenging plane. It's a super difficult plane. I actually learned it, I'd say, fairly fast. I just got the plane 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, 2 days ago. I flew my full flight yesterday, and this is my second full flight. But so far, it's a very fun plane. There's a few glitches, like if you're on the ground and you release the park brake, your plane will sometimes just start lunging backwards for no reason. So there are issues with this plane, but they're very avoidable, and it's just something you have to kind of trial and error. Like, I learned it by trial and error. I was like, okay. I released the park brakes with my engines off to make sure that my park brake button was working, and the plane just starts lunging backwards. I was like, uh-oh. And, yeah, it's just a plane with bugs that are avoidable. They are very avoidable issues, but they do exist. For anybody wondering, they do exist, and just they're avoidable. So, other than that, the plane's really fun. I plan on flying this plane a lot in the Bahamas, or near the Bahamas a lot. This is a very good plane. Enjoying it a lot. Alright, so we're 18 DME out from let me go and check because I can't remember what VOR we were on. We are 30 or 17 nautical miles out from San Marcos VOR. So pitbull arrival is not really relevant. We don't need pitbull arrivals, so let's go to here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna set on this. So you guys can actually see the plane's starting to set up because we actually overdid the VOR here. So you guys can actually see how bad we kind of unaligned ourselves, but that's alright. So it's really something you have to pay attention to. It's really something you have to kind of familiarize yourself with, and something that I'm not very familiar with. So we're going to go and turn off altitude mode and we're going to start our descent. So we're at 12,000, so we might have to make a left or a right 360 because we were a little bit too high. I wasn't really paying attention. And that's alright, you know, we're in a small little GA plane, so we couldn't make the descent. And so start capturing the Gaviota VOR. So yeah, we'll see. So we're going on the VOR now, and what we're going to do is we're going to disable the second nav. We're on nav 1, so we're going to disable nav 2, and we're going to start setting up on the San Marcos VOR, setting this one up for the San Marcos VOR again. And basically, all we need to do is we just need to change the radial to 145, and once we're on 145 radial, that's how we know we're at Zax, and it's as simple as that. But like I said, we're probably going to have to make a left 360 here because of our descent. But like I said, since we're in a GA plane at pretty high altitudes, we could probably make the speed and the descent. We descend a little bit faster here. Alright, so we are lining on the Aviator VOR now on a 099 radial. And that's going to basically put us in on the runway here. I don't know, I can't really see if we could find the runway now. I'm pretty sure it's like right in front of us somewhere. We're probably going to be missing it. Let's check. So you guys can see that we're a little bit too high, so we're going to go and make a left 360 here. So if we go ahead and make a left 360 to help us get down in altitude and while, because we're at 9,000 feet. The airport's like right there, so we're way too high up. Way too high up. So we're going to try to probably re-enter the pattern basically. We're going to go ahead and actually go on nav mode real quick. And if we actually go and set this here, we are 20 nautical miles out, or 18 nautical miles out from the Aviator VOR. So we're well over or past the Zax intersection, and this is where it comes to me being like new to VORs. I just need to practice aligning on them and descend, the time to descend and whatnot, and the distance out. You guys could see that, the distance is very, it's very, very different, I guess, and it's very weird, but this is easily adjustable. Just vector ourselves in as best we can since we're in uncontrolled airspace, and we'll get downtime. Do I get money for crashing a plane? Alright, so we're going to try to make the best approach we can here. Coming through 7,000 feet, let's go ahead and make another left-hand turn. We're going to go parallel with the 099 radial. We should be able to have sight on the airfield once we start making this turn. We're going to descend and maintain 2,200 for the descent. So we're just now coming up to about 600 or 6,000. Does payware scenery take up FPS? Not as bad. For some people it does, for some people it doesn't. I've never noticed a frame drop in my experience with the photoreal that I've had. Or not photoreal, scenery. So I would say probably the slightest, but not necessarily, no, not really. So we're going to find SBA here to get the weather information. Doesn't seem like it's on here. It's going to refresh. There we go. So altimeter is going to be 29 or 906. The 2906 is roughly going to be about that point there somewhere. Alright, coming on through 5,000 feet. So we are 25 nautical miles out from the Aviator VOR. We're going to keep on maintaining this heading until we hit about 31 on the Aviator, or maybe 30. And then we'll start making our left-hand turn for the approach into the runway. What runway was this? 25? Yeah, 25. Depends on the scenery and developer. That is true too. But most scenery has been pretty solid with frames, so you shouldn't have to worry about frames at all. Alright, so we're going to start making a left-hand turn. We'll go and start going perpendicular to the VOR, the radial. We're coming down to through 4,000. We're aiming for 2,000. I think Quang is about 3. Quang is looking at 3,000. So we'll definitely get to Quang by 3,000 as we're descending pretty fast in this plane. And then we'll fly the visual because it's pretty clear out. So we'll just fly the visual into. We'll just fly the visual and we'll see where that gets us. So we have plenty of fuel on board to do this. We don't need to worry about fuel or anything like that. Pretty good fuel rate. Alright, we'll maintain 3,000 on the altitude, so we'll wait for it. And we'll maintain right there. We'll start powering forward. We're going to bring the RPM forward for our landing, and then we'll go and bring the power on forward. Make sure we watch our torque and everything. And we got the left turn coming up, so let's go ahead and get ready to intercept the VOR. And soon we'll be shutting off autopilot to hand fly it into the in for the arrival. We can actually hand fly it right now, which I'm actually about to do. So let's go ahead and disable autopilot there, and we'll take over. So we'll intercept the VOR here. And we'll try to maintain 3,000, try to head down for 2,000 now. I'm going to trim the aircraft. We can also have the second VOR over here, but that's alright. We'll just stick with what we have now, and we'll just switch it over. Alright, just going to keep on making the right-hand turn here. Try to get aligned on the VOR. And try to keep 3,000, start descending for 2,000 as best we can. So we're more than 30 nautical miles out, and let's go and start bringing our speed back. And we'll go ahead and actually bring on Nav 2 to bring us onto the San Marcos VOR, and there we have San Marcos VOR. And we'll go and start bringing it in for the visual. So we do have visual on the airport in the field, and basically once we hit 20 nautical miles out from San Marcos, we'll be at Zach's intersection. So that's how we know. You can see we're about 2.9 nautical miles out from Zach's. And we're going to try to maintain again the best we can on the visual here. It's going to start bringing our speed back. We'll start bringing flaps out here pretty soon as well. So right about 2,000, we can go ahead and toss the gear down to increase our drag to help slow us down. But again, we are in a prop plane. These things slow down pretty well. We're going to turn our auto feather on. Let's get our landing lights and all those lights on. We'll go and bring gear down to increase drag. And we'll start slowly get ready to bring our flaps down. So we're crossing Zach's intersection at this time at 20 nautical mile or 20 DME. Go and bring flaps down 1 notch, and we'll trim the aircraft here. Go and bring the flaps down some more, and auto feather has kicked in. Auto feather kicks in at a certain speed for us, and I figured in this plane about 120 to 130 for speed is a pretty good landing speed. Actually, it's a really good landing speed. Like, it is a very good landing speed. Let's go and bring flaps down full. Landing configuration, we got gear down, we got lights on. Let's go ahead and maintain roughly on about a 0.9er heading here. You see we're a little bit off, but that's alright. I mean, it is an arrival at this point in time. We'd probably be set on a visual for the runway. And we'll set our heading bug on there, so that way it'll put us right on the runway. Gonna keep our speed at about 120 to 130. 140 feels pretty nice as well. I think we're a little bit heavier than my last flight, so I might go to like 135 to 140. Alright, we'll start bringing speed back. We're gonna start descending. And nice and easy controls. This plane, the plane's controls are really, really nice on this plane. I absolutely love the controls on this plane. Let's go and pause the music here. Like, the controls feel very, very, very good on this plane. Oop. Let's go and start bringing speed back to a teeny tiny bit to increase our descent. Alright, we got the PAPI lights in sight. I think I saw 2 red, 2 white. It's kind of hard because the bar's in the way. We got 1 red, 3 white. So we're sitting a little bit high right now. Let's go and start bringing it down. Oh no, it's the weird PAPI lights. But we got 2 red, 2 white. Even though these ones don't really show the 4 lights total, they show the 2. Alright, we'll start bringing it in. Gonna start centering it up. And let's see if we could butter this landing. My other landing on my Kenai video wasn't that good, and we're going a little bit slow here. Going to try to keep our speed here. Actually, the speed actually feels pretty good. The speed actually feels really, really nice. Not too much of a wind hitting us, so we don't need to really worry about wind at all. Oop, float. Alright, and we're down a little bit of a bounce, but that's alright. And we are on the ground. Apply a little bit of braking here. Alright, then we'll release the reversers, and we'll turn off next taxiway. And that's pretty much the flight, so it was pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna probably do this more often. We're gonna turn off on, yeah, we're gonna turn off onto what taxiway is this actually? I think it's November. Yeah, it looks like November. Yep, November. All right, let's go and get our landing lights. Whoops, landing lights off. All right, let's go and bring our flaps up. And we are good to go. We got a new super chat. Avid Aviator back with the $2 super chat, man. Thank you very much. Wasn't 100, oh well, but still good. I will take it after this is my second time landing this plane. My second time landing this plane. I will take that. A big float, but still getting used to the controls of this aircraft. But absolutely loving this plane. It is so fun to fly. It is so much fun. Absolutely loving this plane right now. It's so good on the controls. It's so responsive. It's so fun. It's so fun to fly. It's such a fun plane to fly. We're gonna bring this back. We're gonna bring the RPM back. Replay. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the replay landing. So yeah, let's go ahead and I don't know what ramp we should park at really. Just got the RPM on low here. I think the general aviation parks, we're taxing a little bit fast here, probably slow that down. But yeah, like I said, guys, there's a GPS version which will fly on VATSIM one of these days. So just in case if you guys don't know how to fly VORs and you guys are looking into getting this plane, there is a GPS version if you're not comfortable with VORs, so you guys can always look into flying with GPS. Alright, clear left, clear right. Yeah, look how better, I think the textures look so much better now that I turned up the texture detail, which I thought were on the highest setting, but apparently not. I mean, it's still zoom level 16, you guys could kind of see how mushy it looks down here, like mashed potatoes on the ground, but once I get better, like, photoreal for this area, which I'm thinking about doing it, because I think it's going to be like a pretty normal flight for me, I might get like zoom level 18 here, because it looks really nice. It's a very nice airport, it's a very fun approach, it's very good for VOR practice too. We'll go ahead and just take one of these ramps here. We'll take one of the ramps here. I think, how these ramps go, I don't know exactly how they set up. Okay, there's one right there, we'll take that. Actually, no, wait, there's a damn tug there. Let's go ahead and take this ramp here that he's at. The taxiing on this plane is it's kind of, think of like the taxiing with this plane, think of it as like the 733 on your landing when your nose gear touches down. For anybody that has the IXCG 733, you'll know that right at the slightest little rudder movement, right as soon as your nose touches down, your plane just starts kind of like wobbling because of how grippy that they made the tires. But that's not a bad thing for me. I actually kind of like that because I am kind of soft to the touch when it comes to my pedals. So I have no problem with it at all. Not a problem at all with that. We're going to go ahead and bring it on in here. And I don't think he's going to detect us in a plane, but we will just kind of marshal ourselves in here. I don't think we would really park here, but, you know, it's alright. We'd probably park at, like, the general aviation ramp, but I have no idea where it's at, so we're just going to kind of call it here and say, hey, we're here, we're picking up passengers, so. Alright, let's go and pull the park brake, and I've never actually powered down this aircraft. Let's try that, and then we'll watch a replay back. We didn't go through our cruise checklist or anything because the cruise is pretty easy. I kind of fairly memorized that, and plus we're only at 12,000 feet, so it wasn't that bad. Okay, after landing, strobe lights are off, landing lights and taxi lights are as required, initial separation is as required. Auto feather will be coming off. Auto feather is off. Radar if install, I think this is the, yeah, this is the radar here, so let's turn that off. That's the radar, but a transponder if installed is going to get that turned off. Set the standby. Transponder flaps, air conditioning is as required. Fuel condition levers will be as required. I think that is the end of the checklist. I think. Yeah, and the rest is just like how to start it and everything. Anyways, let's go ahead and make sure we're on battery mode, which we are. Then let's go ahead and power down the engines. I've never actually heard the shutdown sounds on this plane, so let's actually see. Not bad, not bad. IXCG toe brakes suck. Do they? I don't know what the toe brakes are like, so I don't actually have like, you know, actual legit rudder pedals. I just use G27 wheels. So my rudder pedals broke a long time ago. But anyways, guys, that's the flight. We're going to watch a replay back, and this is the only flight we're doing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. A little bit something different. Let me know if you guys enjoy these type of flights. If you guys would like to see maybe GPS next, or if you guys would like to see another VOR flight. We'll definitely take in some flights there. If you guys would like to join, I might take these flights where I learn. I might take flights where I learn aircraft to FS Cloud. What do you guys think of me going on FS Cloud and learning a plane, and you guys could fly with me while I learn that plane and stream, or, you know, sit in Discord? Let me know what you guys you know, think about that, because coming up hopefully this weekend, I plan on getting a FS Cloud group flight going for those that don't want to fly VATSIM or don't have VATSIM or banned on VATSIM for whatever reason. I'm gonna start doing like FS Cloud group flights every now and then, and if you guys want, when I learn new aircraft, I could go on FS Cloud and you guys could fly with me, in case if you have the plane or if you just got the plane too, we could learn together or whatever. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and watch replay mode. The shutdown procedure is actually pretty good. Battery's still on, everything's still good. Yeah, everything's good. That's pretty nice. Alright, so we're gonna go and get back on out to the replay mode. We're gonna watch our landing. It was a little bit of a thumper. We kind of bounced, but this plane likes to bounce. I did a pretty decent landing in Kenai on the video that I posted, and it was still kind of a bounce. But that's alright. I mean, the plane is really good. It's really, really good. Alright, so the center line was really good. The alignment was really good too. I was actually really proud of that alignment. It was very, very nice. So yeah, we floated big time. We pulled back a little bit too hard. Plus, I think we were going a little bit fast. We should probably cut the throttles back. So yeah, that's the same thing I did in Kenai as well. Ooh, that's loud. So one of the biggest things I've noticed about this plane, it's not really an issue, but it's more of like how the plane handles. I'll start my flare. I kept my yoke or my joystick back. If I inch it forward, you'll see that drop. So you can see here we're flaring. I move we start the float there, and I edge my joystick just a little bit forward, and the plane just kind of starts dipping down. So this plane loses altitude really quick on the flare. And that's one of the things I got to get used to, because I'm used to flying like jets where I can add a little bit of forward nose pitch and still come down very smooth. If I do that on this plane just drops to the ground like a rock, and you guys see that. right there. You guys can see that's the little bit I reduced off of the flare from like the pullback of my joystick. I kind of made it to where, you know, pointed towards its neutral position, and the plane just drops like a rock. That's something I have to get used to. I don't know if that's what typically with all GAs. I know it's with the Cessna, it kind of does it, but with this plane, it's very, 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 very noticeable. But it's a very fun plane to fly, very challenging. That's what makes it challenging. But the landing wasn't bad, not bad at all. Go and get a mountain, the mountain view on this side here. Go and play it there. So yeah, in case you guys were wanting to get this plane, this is basically what this was for. If anybody wants to get this plane, hopefully this was hopefully this was informative to you guys. I tried giving up as much details, like what to expect with the plane, like what I just said, with the flaring technique and whatnot, with the takeoff, to starting up the engines, to the bugs and issues. It's kind of like a review, basically. If you guys are looking to get this airplane, it's a very fun plane. The issues are avoidable. Well, the bugs are avoidable. Other than that, when I'm up in the air and off the ground, I run into no issues, no bugs. The real major bug that I really found out was if you're on the ground and you release the park brake, your plane just starts to just go backwards for some reason. So yeah, it's a very fun plane to fly though. But hopefully this is informative for you guys that are looking into getting it. That's also, you know, kind of why I also want to do this video and the Kenai video, just to kind of showcase my new plane that I just bought and give you guys a little bit of a background on it. To make sure, you know, if you guys, since I'm going to be doing GA flights more often, I'm going to be getting a lot of GA planes, probably in the next few days. So the Quest Kodiak is going to be one, and then the TBM 850 is going to be the other. So I'm planning on getting the TBM 850. And guys, you check your Discord messages after the stream. No problem, we'll do, Avid. Will do. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and watch it from another view here, and we're going to do the outro. But if you guys have any questions about this plane, feel free to ask me on Discord. Feel free to message me or whatever. And I think the next stream we're going to be flying this plane again. We're going to take it down to the Bahamas as requested. So yeah, we'll have some fun with that. Let's see, is there anything else? Anything else? No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Avid, I'll be reading your message on the Discord. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.